Happy Friday, church. Welcome to today's digital devotion. I am so excited to be with all of you on Sunday for our upcoming worship service. There's a lot that we're celebrating this Sunday, and one of those holidays is Juneteenth. Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. It is something that as a society we've been learning a lot more about and having better discussions about in recent years. Juneteenth commemorates the declaration of the end of slavery in Texas, which was the last state of the Confederacy that still had institutional slavery. And this declaration happened on June 19th, 1865, which was 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. I think that it is really sad and true to life that it took so many years for the end of slavery to reach this frontier, that people were still holding on to institutional slavery despite the fact that it had been ended. I think we see that all of the time in our world, and it's actually kind of tied to a biblical principle, this concept of already but not yet. Have you heard that phrase before? It's used to describe the kingdom of God as it is portrayed in the Gospels. That the kingdom of God is actually already here. It is among us. It is already, but also not yet. Because there is still so much about this world that doesn't match the kingdom of God, that we are still bringing God's kingdom to this earth, and that God is part of that renewal process of making all things new. And so when we think about the kingdom of God and what that will look like, we know that it is already here, but also not yet. I'm sure you've experienced that in your own lives, that you see something so beautiful, you experience something so wonderful, you feel connected to someone so deeply that it touches you and it moves you, and you feel like goodness is here in this world already. But then you see a news headline, war, a shooting, and you think, ugh, not yet. The way this world should be has not yet culminated. That is such a central tenet of the Christian faith in general, because there's this idea that, Christ's return will take place and there will be this final renewal. But yet here we are thousands of years after the time of Jesus, and it hasn't taken place. And so we're still waiting. But even in the midst of our waiting, we continue to do that work of liberation, of pushing the frontiers, of bringing this good news of slavery is ended. And we bring that to new places, a new context, to new people. The liberation, the freedom, the love that Christ brings to us, we push that to new places and new frontiers. And we've seen how Christianity has evolved and grown over the years. So I invite you to be part of that process, to know that God's love is already among us, but we haven't quite yet fulfilled exactly what it should look like. And we have the beautiful invitation to be part of declaring that love. And so we will be celebrating and commemorating Juneteenth on Sunday. We'll also be recognizing all the father figures in our lives, regardless of their gender, who have played a role in our development. And it's also going to be our graduation Sunday, celebrating our graduates. So it's going to be full of celebration and love. We'll see you then.